Hola familia, this week we go for, we're gonna make another platter. The platter is gonna be made of sapele. The sapele would have an amazing reflections with the light when it's finished. And we are gonna insert some lines of 3/8 9 plies or 9 layers plywood to achieve this result. As you can see, it's not a difficult piece. And this time I go for a thinner wall. Possibly the most challenging part was glue it up, because as it's an angle it tends to move one to the other. But out of that, I think it's an easy project. It's like go a step back. Not always we have to try to do the most difficult we can. So I think the result is pretty good, let's say. You can see there the reflections of this wood is absolutely stunning. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's see how we do this platter. Well, we are going to begin to choose the right piece. This is about 7 inches and 2 inches thick. So we are going first to cut the plywood. For that, I can set up the fence using the block of sapele, then raise the blade a little bit higher than the plywood and cut off the strips. We will need 4 of them, so once it's done, we can situate or place them on the blank to see which angle we want. This is a little bit challenge because once where the lines were drawn, I tried to use the meter gauge that comes with the table. So, but because of the length of the piece, it comes out when you have to begin. So I will have to do it manually. I know about safety and all that, so I was very careful. And as you see, the first cut, the angle was not the right one. The second cut is good, and the third as well. And now we are going to fix the change in the angle by using the opposite part as a template, right? So we use the second one, we place it, and we draw a new line that is gonna, and now I'm very careful, it's gonna be exactly the same of the other. So in this case, the table saw did a very good job, so it's no needed to plane it or anything because the cut is very clean. The blade is new, so. And now I place the plywood to see how it's gonna be. Now I have to cut the excess of the plywood stripes, and once we have it, I'm using two boards to try to set the clamp. Now apply the wood. For this, a brush is perfect. Plenty of glue because we are just setting it in one side. So now come the challenge part, because if we get pressure and it moves, I try to do it first the front, and then it's a matter of as many clamps as you can have, pressing everything against the table to be flat, and let it dry for 3 or 4 hours. Now it's a matter to set where we want the circle to better use the plywood we insert. So as you can see, I'm moving a little bit to a side. Now this is an easy step, is just to cut the circle that is gonna leave us with a ball blank ready to go to the lathe. Once this is done, it's all a matter of make a hole and we go to the worm screw in our chuck, which is very safe and very stable. Of course, the mask, the full the full face mask is mandatory here. It's always have to be used. I'm sorry because I'm a little bit out of frame. I will fix it in a minute. This is just the process to balance all the piece. And now we are going to establish the recess where I'm going to hold it with the chuck later. This is going to be a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch is just good enough. So the thickness of the ring I'm going to leave on the base, and then now is shape time. I'm back to the frame. As you can see, I'm using a 1/2 inch ball gouge, Thompson gouge, which is my favorite perhaps, and is really an amazing tool, and it's all about achieve the shape you like. I try to finish with another gouge. This one is not sharp enough. This is the 3/8 gouge, but as I said, my favorite is the 1/2 inch. Supposed to be easier or cleaner cut with the 3/8, but I'm used to use the other one, this one, the 1/2 inch, and it do a great job. Okay, now it's sanding time. As is plywood, well, use your dust mask always, please. As is plywood, there is always gonna be, no matter the quality of the plywood you use, there is always gonna be some tiny holes. It's very easy to fix them with a little bit of dust and CA glue. Those are very tiny, there's no needed to use anything else. Then I'm gonna apply 2 coats of sanding sealer and another 2 or 3 coats of weapon poly. So sanding in between coats, I sanded the platter until 600. So just a quick sanding in between coats is gonna help a lot. Of course, in this case we are gonna leave a thin profile, so you have to work by stages. I mean, first the ring, and then go to the final thickness and finish it as good as you can, because as it's gonna be thin when you go further, if you go back to the rim, to the outside, the vibration can make you have a bad catch and break all the project. So once you finish the rim, you go to the next third of the platter until you have your final shape, being very careful about the thickness all around, because you don't have a lot of space to play with. But it's just a matter of sanding again, applying the same finish I did on the back, which is 2 coats of sanding sealer and 2 coats of weapon poly, and we are done. So I'm passing all the grids here, last touches with the sandpaper, and air to have all the dust out of the grain of the wood. And now, after the 2 coats of sanding sealer, this is a weapon poly, and you can see the beauty of the wood. The reflections are absolutely amazing. and we are done. I hope you like the video. If you have any comments, just leave it below, down below. Please subscribe, and if you want to help the channel, there is a support button for Patreon. Thank you very much. Bye bye.